me, 35-year-old male professor at a liberal arts college. Teach Intro to Philosophy. Consider myself a progressive ally. Been to every march, every rally. Have a "The Future is Female" poster in my office. My department hired a new faculty member last year. Her name is Dr. Reyes. Brilliant scholar in feminist ethics. Published 3 books before age 40. I make sure to tell everyone how much I support her work. We have department meetings every 2 weeks. I always make a point to speak up for women's issues. Bring up pay equity at least once a month. Mention my support for female scholars constantly. Feel pretty good about myself, honestly. One meeting, we're discussing a new hire. 2 candidates, 1 man, 1 woman. I immediately advocate loudly for the woman. We need more female voices in philosophy. The committee looks uncomfortable. Dr. Reyes speaks up. Dr. Collins, have you actually read their dissertations? Pause. Well, no, but diversity is important. She looks at me with this expression I can't read. Perhaps we should evaluate candidates on their work. Feel slightly embarrassed, but brush it off. She just doesn't understand allyship like I do. Some women have internalized problematic thinking. Not her fault, really. Start noticing something weird over the next few months. Whenever I speak up about women's issues, the actual women in the department seem annoyed. Must be imposter syndrome or something. I'll just advocate harder. Sitting in my office during hours, female grad student comes in. She's working on a paper about feminist epistemology. I immediately start explaining feminist theory to her. She's been studying this for 5 years, but she probably needs male perspective. I talk for 20 minutes. She barely says anything. Feel like I really helped her. She leaves looking kind of frustrated, probably overwhelmed by all the insights. Email from the department chair. There's been some concerns raised about my behavior. Want to have a meeting? What the hell? Show up to the meeting. Chair is there with Dr. Reyes and Dr. Martinez, both women. They look serious. We've received feedback from several students and colleagues. The chair starts. About some patterns in your interactions. Patterns? I'm literally the most supportive ally in this department. Dr. Martinez pulls out a document. You've interrupted Dr. Reyes in 12 of our last 15 meetings. That can't be right. I was supporting her points. You explained my own research back to me at the faculty dinner, Dr. Reyes adds. I was showing I understood it. That's called being engaged. 3 female grad students have requested different advisors, the chair says, feeling my face get hot. But I'm a feminist. I say this out loud. They all exchange a look. Dr. Reyes sighs. Being a feminist isn't about declaring yourself one, she says. It's about how you actually treat women. But I treat women great. I advocate for them constantly. You advocate for an idea of women, Dr. Martinez says, but you don't actually listen to real women. My brain is short-circuiting. This doesn't make sense. I have read so many books, attended so many workshops. I know all the right terminology. You've made women's issues your personal brand, Dr. Reyes continues, but you center yourself in every conversation about it. Think back to all the meetings, all the times I brought up gender equity. I was always the one talking, always the one explaining, always the one being praised for caring. Oh no. When female faculty speak, you interrupt to agree with them, Dr. Martinez says. You somehow make their points about you. She's right. I do that. You told me my book would have been better with your input, Dr. Reyes says. At the book launch party, in front of my editor. I thought I was being supportive. I was offering to help. You speak over women to tell others how much you respect women, the chair says. I want to argue, but I can't, because I've definitely done exactly that. Leave the meeting in a daze. Drive home on autopilot. Sit in my apartment staring at the wall. My feminist ally identity is crumbling. Get a drink. Then another drink. Start going through old emails. Reading my responses to female colleagues. Every email is me explaining something to them, offering unsolicited advice, volunteering my opinions on their research, telling them what I think they should do, always framed as being supportive. Go through my social media. Look at all my posts about feminism. Every single one is about me, my journey, my learning, my growth, my attendance at this march or that rally, photos of me at events. Me, 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 me. I've been performing feminism, not practicing it, using it as a costume, a way to seem enlightened, a way to be the hero of every story. Think about that grad student, the one I lectured about her own field for 20 minutes. She was being polite, nodding while I mansplained her expertise, probably went home and vented about the professor who wouldn't shut up. Think about Dr. Reyes at the book launch. She worked for years on that book, her moment of celebration, and I made it about what I could contribute. Like I deserved credit for something. I feel sick. Days go by. I'm teaching my classes on autopilot. Start actually listening in department meetings, like really listening, not just waiting for my turn to talk. It's hard. Every instinct tells me to jump in, to add my voice, to agree loudly, to make sure everyone knows I'm on the right side. But I stay quiet, and I start noticing things. Dr. Reyes makes a point. Another male colleague immediately restates it in different words. Everyone credits him. This happens constantly. Women say things, men repeat them, men get credit. I've been doing this for years, thinking I was amplifying their voices. Actually, I was just stealing their words. Female students defer to me automatically, even when I don't know the answer. They've been trained to expect the man to have authority, and I've been happy to accept that authority. Never questioned whether I deserved it. Start reading different books, not about how to be an ally, but accounts from women about their actual experiences, what it's like to be constantly interrupted, to have your ideas attributed to someone else, to be talked over in rooms full of people who claim to respect you. This is uncomfortable as hell, because I recognize myself in their complaints. I am the guy they're talking about, the well-meaning one who does just as much damage. Send an email to Dr. Reyes. Apologize for the book launch thing. Don't make excuses. Just say I'm sorry and I'm working on it. She responds briefly. Thank you for saying that. Nothing else? Probably doesn't trust me yet. Fair enough. Months pass. I'm trying to unlearn decades of behavior. It's not easy. Every meeting I have to consciously stop myself. From jumping in, from explaining, from centering myself. My ally brand is fading. I'm not posting about feminism anymore. Not making grand statements. Just trying to actually listen and do better. Nobody praises me for this, because there's nothing to praise. I'm just being a minimally decent person. One day, a male student comes to office hours. He's frustrated with a female professor. She doesn't know what she's talking about, he says. I ask what specifically she said that was wrong. He can't really explain. He just feels like she doesn't know. I recognize this feeling. I've had this feeling about female colleagues. This vague sense that they couldn't possibly be the experts, even when they obviously were. I tell him to actually listen to her, to consider that maybe he's wrong. He looks at me like I've betrayed him. Welcome to the club, kid. Faculty meeting. We're discussing curriculum changes. Dr. Reyes proposes adding a required course in feminist philosophy. Normally, I would have jumped in to support her loudly, to make sure everyone knew I was on board. Instead, I just raise my hand. I support Dr. Reyes's proposal. Then stop talking. Don't explain why it's important. Don't list my credentials as an ally. Just support and shut up. Dr. Reyes looks at me, gives me a small nod. It's not much, but it feels like progress. That night I'm at a bar with some male friends. We're academics. We like to think we're evolved. One of them starts complaining about his department. "Women in my field are so aggressive," he says. "They're always bringing up gender." Old me would have disagreed, loudly and performatively, made a big show of calling him out, centered myself as the good one. Instead, I ask a question. What specifically do they say that bothers you? He can't really articulate it. It's just that they keep talking about it, keep bringing it up, keep not letting him forget. I realize something. His problem isn't that they're aggressive. It's that they exist in a space he thinks belongs to him, and they won't be quiet about it. I tell him that. He gets defensive, says I've become one of them, says the women have gotten to me. Maybe they have, in the best possible way. End of semester. Final faculty meeting. We're doing reviews. Someone brings up that I've been unusually quiet lately. Is everything okay? Dr. Martinez speaks up. He's been better in meetings, she says. More listening, less explaining. Coming from her, this means something. I don't say anything. Don't thank her for noticing. Don't make it about my growth. Just nod. Summer arrives. I'm teaching a summer seminar. Class is about ethics and gender. For the first time, I'm approaching it differently. Not as the expert sharing wisdom, but as someone facilitating discussion. Let the students talk more, especially the female students, who usually stay quiet while men debate. Ask them directly what they think. Actually, wait for answers. Don't fill the silence with my own voice. Classroom feels different, more alive somehow. Students engage with each other instead of just me. The women speak up more. The men learn to make space. One female student comes to office hours, wants to talk about her thesis. I listen. I ask questions. I don't tell her what to do. She leaves energized, says it was the most helpful meeting she's had. I didn't actually say much. I just let her think out loud. Treated her like she had ideas worth hearing. Revolutionary stuff, apparently. New school year starts. First department meeting. There's a new faculty hire. Young guy, very confident. Reminds me of myself 5 years ago. He interrupts Dr. Reyes twice in the first 10 minutes. She's used to it, obviously. Barely reacts. Just waits and continues her point. I watch this happen. Watch him not even notice what he did. Watch him think he's being collegial and engaged. I was that guy. For years and years, I was that guy. After the meeting, I pull him aside. Tell him he interrupted Dr. Reyes. He looks confused. Did I? I was just agreeing with her. That's what I used to say, word for word. I don't lecture him. Don't perform my own growth. Just tell him to pay attention next time. See if he notices. He probably won't. But maybe. Weeks later, he comes to my office. You were right, he says. I interrupt women constantly. I had no idea. Welcome to the realization, buddy. He asks how I figured it out. I tell him about the meeting with the chair, about Dr. Reyes calling me out, about the grad students who transferred away from me. His face goes pale. He has the same look I had. The identity crisis look. The, but I'm one of the good ones look. I tell him it gets better. Or at least it gets more honest. He leaves looking shaken. Good. Run into Dr. Reyes at a conference. She's presenting on feminist ethics in professional settings. I attend her talk. It's brilliant, obviously. She talks about performative allyship, about men who use feminism as personal branding. I squirm in my seat a little. Afterward, I tell her it was a great presentation. Don't add anything else. Don't offer my thoughts on what she could have included. Just great presentation, and walk away. She catches up with me later. "You've actually changed," she says. I don't know how to respond. Most men who get called out just get defensive. Or they overcorrect for a few weeks and go back to normal. "You've been different for over a year now." I tell her I'm trying. Tell her I'm still messing up, probably, in ways I don't even see. She agrees that I probably am, but appreciates the effort. We actually have a real conversation. First one ever, maybe. She tells me about her experiences in academia. The constant undermining, the stolen ideas, the exhaustion of fighting battles I've never had to fight. I just listen. She doesn't trust me completely. Probably never will. I've seen too many men cycle through awareness and back to ignorance. But she's willing to work with me. That's more than I deserve. End of the conference. I'm sitting alone at the hotel bar, thinking about the past 2 years, about who I was and who I'm trying to be. I used to think being a feminist was about what I believed, about the right positions, the right language, about being on the right side of history. Turns out it's about what you do, how you treat people, whether you actually listen or just wait to talk, whether you make space or take up all the space. I'm still figuring it out. Probably always will be. The difference is, now I know I'm figuring it out, instead of thinking I had it all figured out. My social media is mostly quiet now. No more posts about marches and allyship. No more performing wokeness for likes. It feels strange, but also honest. I used to think silence was complicity. Now I understand that sometimes silence is listening. And listening is the beginning of everything. Back on campus. New semester. My evaluations are different now. Students say I respect their ideas. Say I create space for discussion. Say I don't talk over people. These weren't comments I got before. Because I was too busy being the brilliant professor, sharing my brilliant thoughts. Didn't even notice I was performing. The young guy from last year, he's still working on it, still catches himself interrupting, apologizes sometimes. It's awkward, but he's trying. Maybe I helped. Or maybe he would have figured it out anyway. Doesn't matter. Not everything has to be about my impact. End of another year, sitting in my office, looking at that "Future is Female" poster. It's still there, but it means something different now. It used to mean I was one of the good ones, a badge of honor, proof of my enlightenment. Now it's a reminder that the future being female means stepping back, means not needing to be the hero, means trusting women to lead themselves, without my guidance or approval. I take the poster down, not because I don't believe it, but because I don't need to advertise it anymore. The performance is over. Start cleaning out my office. Find a book I wrote about ethics 10 years ago. Flip through it. There's a chapter on feminist ethics. I wrote it without citing a single female philosopher. Explained feminism without any women's voices. I put it in the trash, along with a lot of other things. This is what actual growth feels like. Not the comfortable kind. Not the kind you post about. The kind that makes you cringe at who you were. The kind that never really ends. I'm still a work in progress, probably always will be. The difference is, now I know it. And I'm okay with that. Being an ally isn't an identity. It's a practice. And practice means you're never done, never perfect, just trying. Sitting in my apartment tonight. No grand revelations, no dramatic conclusions. Just a guy who's a little less sure of himself and a lot more aware of others. That's not much, maybe, but it's honest. And honest is a good place to start.